I love it when people stare now. It's my world. It's my ability to do what I wish. Dun, 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 dun. You saying you're good? Vitiligo is a skin condition where, I don't know the full-on scientific terms, but basically your melanin that you're born with gets attacked by, I think, white body cells, which causes the white patches in your skin to appear over time. Yeah, so my arm's the easiest example. So with my arm, my vitiligo used to go to say there as I was a kid. And it was probably say that wide. Same thing with this beautiful one here. It used to be wider and longer. I remember kids being mean a little bit. I'm not a sort of person that likes to remember bad shit. But I remember, I don't know, maybe a couple of times in my life being compared to animals. The usual, I've said it before, zebra, cow, anything that a kid would think of that's black and white. Those are probably the biggest negs that I've ever had. Oh yeah, you look like this and this. And I'm like, cool. Luckily I have a bit of banter, so I'd usually chuck it back. Like you got big ears or something. And yeah, luckily my wit just helped me get through all of that negative shit. Obviously my mum's putting makeup on me. Now, as a 26-year-old man, I'm not happy. Well, not happy, but I see what she did it for. Do you know what I mean? I can understand, because wherever I go, even now, I get looked at. But my mentality now to when I was, a baby is way different. When I was a kid, obviously, if someone looks at me and whatnot, you're inevitably gonna feel a sort of pressure and not know how to deal with it. Especially if the reaction or the chemical reaction in your head leads to something negative, or it's because of something negative, you're gonna feel like shit for the rest of the day. So that's what I felt like. My mum, I believe she put the makeup on me just to make me fit in. Do you know what I mean? Because of course, I do remember some days where, probably the first day I got rejected by a girl in reception. But yeah, I went home upset, and I thought, oh, it's because of my skin and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh no, don't worry, you're different, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, no, she just did it in general just to protect me and did what a mother, I think, would have done, yeah.
Can you think back to, you might be going swimming in school, How are you feeling before that?
Oh, swimming in school was a long thing, basically. I remember, I don't know, I think it was from year 3 where you're allowed to go to leisure centers and stuff like that. Or in my school anyway, I don't know how things are up here. But yeah, year 3 we were allowed to go to leisure centers, say for the rest of the day. And I had a really, really, really tough time picking out an outfit because I didn't want to show my skin overall. People in my class already knew that I had the condition, but I still didn't want that to be oh, it's actually on your leg as well. Oh, it's actually here as well. Oh, it's actually here as well. Long to deal with. So I remember going shopping with my mum and trying to get the full body thing I'm in Olympics, that whole thing. And I was chubbier than I am now. So it didn't really look great in the swimsuit. So I was like, yeah, nah, this doesn't run. So I just had to rock the shorts. You know how parents would explain to you funny things until you're a certain age for you to understand. So at the beginning I was kissed by an angel, and I still am, to be fair. Yeah, I was kissed by an angel, and that's how she said it. And then as I got older, I realized that it was a skin condition and whatnot. When I was born, it was actually much more extensive, which is why I consider myself a Marvel, almost, a superhero. So my case is different where it reverses. I don't know, vitiligo when I was born went down to my hand, went down to my chin, hence why I've got this silver foxy beard. And yeah, as I get older, my one regenerates almost and does its own thing. So basically, my mum got x-rayed. She told me the full story. So basically, my mum got x-rayed when she was pregnant with me while I was developing in her body. And then as she got x-rayed when they shouldn't have x-rayed her, the whites that appear as vitiligo is the x-ray, hence why it reverses, if that makes any sense. So she says that your cells are basically asleep, and then as you're getting older, they wake up and they, you know, take time to do their thing and whatnot, and they just flourish and appear in different places and whatnot. So my pattern will inevitably change again, but I just hope it's as cool as this one. When I was getting over, I wasn't even getting over shit. Maybe when I was just like, say, reading more self-confidence, self-love, self-improvement stuff, or listening to them, I realized that there are a lot of problems in the world. I've got 2 legs, I've got 2 arms, I can see the world as ugly as it is, and it's a blessing. And I've got an ability to speak my voice, I've got freedom, I've got so much stuff that other people don't have. And dwelling over 2 tones of skin is a bit of a shit mentality, I feel, to have, considering what other people go through. I mean, my mum's got arthritis, and watching her walk upstairs, I'm like, blood clot, if I was to ever excruciate like that, like, oh my gosh, my legs and this, because of old age. Like, I'd rather choose this every single time. Like, I help my mum, I do this, I'm her rock, as she was for me. So I'm so happy that I'm the way I am, and I wouldn't want to be any other way. I feel like I always refer back to the Drake quote, which is, you don't worry about fitting in when you're custom made. You don't worry about fitting in when you're custom made, and that's that.
What do you think now people, you notice people staring at you?
Oh, I play games. I love it when people stare now. It's my world. It's my ability to do what I wish. Very, very honestly, if, I don't know, I feel humans can read other humans naturally, easily. Like, you can tell someone wants to fuck you up if the way they look at you, for example, like, or talk to you aggressively, blah, blah, blah. So when someone looks at me, they're not necessarily saying anything. So that's for starters. I already paint an image in my head that they're looking out of admiration rather than anything else. That automatically makes me feel better. That automatically gives me a swagger in my walk. That automatically gives me a swagger in my talk. And it just flows like that, and that's just how I've hacked my head to think, right, cool, you're staring at me because I'm the shit, and flies stay around the shit. So, come, it's fine. But yeah, no, like, everyone's entitled to their own opinion at the end of the day. I'm a very strong believer of that. If you actually don't, like, if I have the time to, I don't know, ask you a question, or if you wanted to ask me, of course I'm gonna be very transparent and open and respectful, but I will always reciprocate and gauge how people are. And I think that's just how I've been. Like, it all comes back to that, oh, what people think. Like, people can type as much as they want, but at the end of the day, they never really say it to your face, number one. And number two, I think God's gifted me with a different sort of mentality where I don't give a fuck about you, like, to that big extent. Like, if you want to chat shit, but you're not going to affect my day. And I think that's something that more people should do. I feel like if you get a negative comment / statement, it's an opinion. People walk around nowadays like, oh, opinion is fact. If the opinion benefits you, then let it be that factual. But if it doesn't, then let it go. I think what makes somebody unique is their very existence in the first place. It's a mad number, do you know what I mean, to be born, for starters. So you've already beaten how many sperms and whatnot to get to where you are. You're alive right now. And then, I don't know, like, how you've allowed the environment that you've grown up in to also add to who you are, to add to your DNA. Because I feel like humans are definitely half and half of their DNA and what they're surrounded by. So, like, say for example, I'm surrounded by, or I grew up in South London too, I grew around Asians, blacks, and just a whole multicultural community. Hence why I love accents. I love doing them. And yeah, it adds to my personality. And I've, like, say for example, I'm Muslim and black at the same time. Most people don't know that or find that rare, I feel. and I find it a normal thing. Like everyone's got their own uniqueness and how they approach life and what they do, their mental thinking, how they are, how they eat, how they talk. Everything is individual to the person. So I think everyone's exclusively unique, and I don't know whether you realize it or not, if you feel like you're a waste of space in this earth. I mean, just find what you're good at and be happy with it, at least, do you know? But yeah, everyone's got their own bit of magic to them. The same way you got different ways of people asking stupid questions, like the examples I gave you, you, in reverse, get a reciprocal of some beautiful messages that, beautiful messages that people have told you, you know? Like the first time I uploaded the pictures of my skin, I'm expecting people with, I don't know, different skin conditions to talk to me about, oh, you know, I've got eczema. My best friend, my literal best friend has eczema, like a bad one, for example. And I was expecting him to be like, oh yeah, you know, I was really moved by this, blah, 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 blah. Well, he lives in a cave, so no. I like the, oh, you know, what you said about how you've got 2 legs and 2 eyes. Like I'd never really, I don't know, walked before. Now I walk in the forest every day, like, and it clears my mind and blah, blah, blah. And I have a different outlook on life and I'm much more positive about things. That's the sort of message that I look forward to. Yeah, and I haven't really been a man of caring for likes, for example, like the amount of likes I get. I'm more about the quality of it, and if it reaches the right person and spreads the right message, even if it's just once and it's impacted your life greatly, I'm happy my job's done.